Hello dear students, welcome back. So in the last two lectures we have discussed about data communications and also some network. There in the very recent class we have discussed about that network and the network criteria. So by those two lectures you have to write these questions which are appearing on your screen now, like what is data communication, is there different types of data, like in the sense different types of data representation you can write, what are the components of data that you have to write, or components of data communication you can say, and write a fundamental characteristics of data communication. You can also write communication right here, and the types of data flow and examples for that. Then the network criteria. This much questions you have to write and submit to me as already informed into your WhatsApp groups. Okay, fine. Now let us continue on that network. So you know that definition of the network, like it is a set of devices which is connected by the communication links. Usually that device may be we can call it as a node also. A device may be anything which can be able to send or receive the data. So it might be a computer, or it might be a mobile phone, radio, whatever may be the device, but it has the facility to send the data or to receive. So that kind of a device we can call it as a node. So this is what we have discussed in the last class, and also we have discussed a little bit about that network criteria. So the network criteria totally depends upon how that network can perform, that is called as performance, the how network is reliable, that is known as reliability, and the security of the network. These are the three major points of the network criteria. Okay, fine. Now the major thing here we have to discuss about that network criteria is, so we have to understand the mainly first thing in the network criteria is performance. Fine. So as you can see, performance can be measured with two major points. Those two are called as a throughput and delay. Okay, throughput and delay. So usually you remember this, that the network performance can be measured with the two factors. Those two factors are known as throughput and delay. Throughput in the sense how fast or how much data is sending from the sender to the receiver, that is known as throughput. Delay in the sense when it is receiving and when it is sent, means time taken by the devices from the sender to the receiver, that time you can call it as a delay. If we want to say the network performance is good, there must be more throughput and less delay. That should be the case. Remember, once again I repeat, if I want to say the network performance is good, then there must be throughput is more and delay is less. But usually what we will do is to increase the, then it means that what we have to do is we have to increase throughput and we have to decrease the traffic. It means we have to decrease the delay. But what we will do to increase the network performance, we will not directly increase throughput, but we will increase delay. Why we want to increase delay? Because if we increase the delay, packet will go slow, but traffic problem is eliminated. So because of the traffic congestion in the network, what we will do, we will increase the delay. So that is how we will increase the performance of the network. The next criteria is refers to as reliability. Reliability means how we can trust the network, that is known as a reliability. The reliability can be measured with two factors. So that is, first of all, we can trust the network based on the failure rate. Failure rate in the sense, if I consider in a month, in a 1 month, how many times the network is failed. Okay, so it should not fail many times. That is what we have to trust on the network, that is known as a reliability. And also this reliability can be measured in terms availability and the robustness, that is there. So you can see that here. Okay, that is what I have told. And the next criteria is known as the security. Security in the sense how we can secure our data during the time of transmission or during the time of the communication. So there should not be errors. If I am sending the data as HELLO, hello, that is same data should be received at the receiver end and with the secure. If somebody is taking my message, if I am sending the message to person B from the person A, there only person B should receive the message. In between, if the person C received that message, that data is not secured. Okay, so that kind of system should not be there. This is the criteria of the network. And also, if I send the message HELLO, so there must be also HELLO at the receiver side. If anything is added to the given message, that is not the proper data or it is not a proper security, that is also known as error. So error should be eliminated, and malicious users, in the sense in between hacking should not be there. That is known as a security to the network. These are the three major criteria of the network: performance, reliability, and the security. That you can see here, it is given. Performance can be measured in many ways, as I told, but basically we have to understand, or we have to say performance with help of throughput and the delay. Okay, so here also you can note it down, whatever the content you want to write it down, that is appearing on your screen. Okay, now the next criteria is reliability, that is also I have explained, and the security, that you know. Okay, then we have to understand the next concept is physical connection or physical structures of the network. How the network is connected in physically, how it appears. There are two types in the network connection. One is point to point. Okay, one is point to point, as you can see now, and another one is multi point. Then what it means? Point to point in the sense, there I will write it what point to point here. Point to point in the sense, there is a single physical connection path from the sender to the receiver. That kind of a connection is called as a point to point connection. Say for example, if this is a connection, so what I will do is, see now, say for example here some sender is there, this side this is a sender and this is a receiver. Okay, now to communicate with the sender A to B, okay, there is a path which you are seeing now, which is known as a physical path. Okay, so this is called as a point to point. Here I will write the sender name as A, receiver name as B. Okay, now here the entire channel in the sense this physical path is allocated to only these two devices, A and B. Okay, there is no other devices in between these. So this kind of communication is called as a point to point communication. Okay, so the same way one more communication is there, that is known as a multi-point communication. So first you understand the point to point communication. Here, as I told, point to point connection, or you can call connection or communication is also there. A point to point connection provides a dedicated link between two devices. Dedicated link in the sense, whatever I have drawn right here from A to B, one line is there, that is a dedicated link. Dedicated in the sense, from A to B only particular channel is there. That channel is not shared with any other devices or any other nodes. That is called as a dedicated channel. For example, if one more device is here, okay, say for example I draw here that device, see this is a one more device which is named as C. So if the channel is shared, okay, from here to here, now I cannot call A to B there is a dedicated link, and also A to C there is a dedicated link. This is not a dedicated link. Dedicated in the sense the only transmitting or the path should be shared with the only particular device from A to B or B to A. That is known as a dedicated link. So you can see a point-to-point connection is provides dedicated link between two devices. The entire capacity of the link is reserved for transmission between those two devices. What it means? The entire capacity of the link, it means if the capacity of the channel is 100 Mbps, so that particular 100 Mbps only is reserved for A to B. Okay, it is not shared with any other devices. That is the advantage of the, or that is the concept of point-to-point connection. Most point-to-point connections use an actual length of a wire cable to connect the two ends. That is whatever you can see on the picture, that is complete. Whatever may be the distance between those 2 points, we have to install the particular path or the particular link to A to B. That is the actual length of the wire, you can say. Okay, as you can say, a best example for the point-to-point connection is, you know that there is a television at everybody's home. We will control that television with the help of remote control. Okay, this remote control to the television is known as the point-to-point connection. For example, if you have 4 TVs in your home, but you can only control one TV at a time with the remote control, you cannot control all the time. Once you click on any channel change button, the particular TV can change the channel, but others cannot. So this type of connection can be called as a point-to-point connection. Okay, fine. Now the next point is known as multi-point. So multi-point connection in the sense, there is a channel of connection that is shared with other devices also. Getting my point? Multiple recipients of a single transmission. One single transmission will be there. For that, many receivers will be there. So that kind of connection we can call it as a multi-point. So here you can see the first picture represents point-to-point connection. Station, one side station is there, other side another station is there. Station in the sense, any like telephone stations will be there. From one station to other station, there might be a dedicated channel. So that is the point-to-point. So here you can see mainframe in the sense, that is the computer. From that mainframe we have one link that is shown with the black line. Okay, you are observing now that. So now see, here it is, from here to here there is a one link, there is a single link again, but that single link, okay, that single link has again 3 stations. So here the link is shared with the 3 devices. This is not a dedicated, so that we can call it as a multi-point connection. Getting my point? This is known as multi-point connection. Here also you can see a multi-point, also called multi-drop, is one in which more than 2 specific devices share a link. So this is what the diagram which I have already shown. So there are 2 kind of multi-point connection will be there. Just I will mention the name. Don't worry about the elaboration of that meanings of that particular words. Like the multi-point connection might be spatially shared or it might be time shared. So I will elaborate little bit. Spatially shared in the sense, physically we will connect more than 2 devices for a single link. That is known as a spatially shared connection. So if the user wants to take particular path from the main link, that is known as the time shared link. So these are the 2 connection types in our network. Types of connection, there are 2 types. Again I will repeat, point-to-point connection and the multi-point connection. This is all about physical structure of the network. Okay, here again topologies are there. The next concept is known as the network topology. We can call network topology. There are mainly 4 types in a network topology. One is mesh topology, star topology, bus topology, and the ring topology. These are the 4 types of network topology. Okay, mesh topology, star topology, bus topology, and ring topology. Before I will explain what is mesh topology, star, bus, and ring, you have to understand what is the topology. Okay, and one more topology is there, that is known as hybrid topology. So leave it. So what is topology here? Topology in the sense the way how the devices in a network, okay, listen carefully, the way how the devices in a network are laid physically, or how we designed the devices in a network physically, that is known as topology. For example, you may have center node and you connected other nodes to that, or you may have one single link you have connected two devices to that. How physically the network appears, or that is known as a topology. Here you can see the definition of the topology. Okay, here the term physical topology, we can, why we are saying physical topology here, physical topology refers to the devices we have connected in a network. The devices are physical devices and those are connected with the physical links or cables. So that is the reason we are calling physical topology. The term physical topology refers to the way in which a network is laid out physically. It means how we have connected the devices into the network physically, that is known as a laid out physically, or the way in which a network is laid out physically. Two or more devices connect to a link. Okay, you may connect more devices to that particular links. So two or more links form a topology. The topologies which I have already mentioned, like mesh, star, ring, hybrid, those are known as the topologies. We will understand later. So then there are four basic topology, as I told: mesh, star, bus, and the ring. So here the devices which are connected to the topology, or which are arranged in the form of any other topology like mesh, star, bus, and ring, those devices are also, we usually call it as nodes. Nodes in the sense, don't worry, that might be a computer, mobile phone, or any device which is able to send or receive. Okay, that is known as a node. The first topology refers to mesh topology. Okay, here this is a diagram to understand how that mesh topology is connected. Here mesh topology in the sense, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 stations are there. So let us say those stations are nothing but the devices. Okay, I also draw that stations once again. Say for example, here I will delete this, I will explain this mesh topology. Okay, here say for example we have the devices like this, A and B. Say for example one more device is here, one more device is here. Okay, one more device is here. See, this is C, I can call, this is D, and this is E. There are devices, say for example A is also computer, B is also computer, C is also computer, D is also computer, E is also computer. You can also say that is a station. So mesh topology refers, okay, mesh topology explains that each devices in a network, all together we can call it as a network, all together we can call it as a network. Each devices in a network must be connected with the dedicated link. Getting my point? Okay, now from A to B there is a dedicated link. Can you understand that? Okay, the same way from B to C also there must be a dedicated link. Okay, C, B to C there must be a dedicated link. Then how I am saying dedicated? Dedicated in the sense that link does not share any devices. If you observe B to C, that the same link cannot be sent to A, but different link we have taken for A to B. Okay, so that we can call it as a dedicated link. Okay, here again you can see from A to E also we have different link. Okay, Then if you observe, A to B there is a link, A to D there is a link, A to C there must be dedicated link. So here I will draw. Now you can see A to C there is a dedicated link. Now from C to D there must be a dedicated link. Okay, and from A to all the devices should have a dedicated link. A to B is there, A to E is there, A to D, A to C, all are there. Okay, the same way B to A is there, B to C is there, B to E there must be a dedicated link. So I will draw that. B to C. So this is B to C. Okay, and B to C D again there must be a dedicated link. Okay, and E to A is there, E to B is there, E to D there must be a dedicated link. So I will draw that. This is E, this is D. Okay, from E to again C also there must be a dedicated link. So I will draw that from E to C. Now if you observe, from A to all devices have a different or dedicated link. From B to E is there, B to A is there, B to C is there, all we have dedicated link. E to A is there, E to B, E to D, E to C. So C to all other links we have. This kind of a physical arrangement. If I say physical arrangement, that is nothing but a topology. This kind of topology we can call it as a mesh topology, because it is arranged in the form of mesh. So we can call it as a mesh topology. The same example here we have provided. Okay, now each and every devices has a different or dedicated link in a mesh topology. That is the major advantage of the mesh topology. What is the advantage of mesh topology? Advantage in the sense, because of each device has a dedicated channel, so that every device can carry its own traffic load. Own traffic load in the sense data can be sent from A to B, does not share with any other. So it is secured also and it is fast also. Okay, here it is given in a mesh topology, every device has a dedicated point-to-point link that I have already explained to every other device. The term dedicated means the link carries traffic only between those two devices which it connects. To find the number of physical links, okay, to find the number of physical links we have the formula. So that is called as n into n minus 1. So I will write here somewhere. See, to find the physical links or number of links, there is a formula n into n minus 1. Here n refers to number of nodes. How many nodes are here? Here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So if you substitute the value of that, you will get, which is equals to 5 into 5 minus 1, which is equals to 5 into 4, 20. So this is the formula to understand or to find out the total physical length or physical links from the mesh topology. Okay, so here you can find. So sorry, I have written the wrong formula. That is one more thing I have forgotten. Divided by 2. Now you substitute the value of 5 into 5 minus 1. Directly I will write that is 4, which is equals to 20. If I divide 20 by 2, which is equals to 10, you will get. This is the way to find the number of nodes in a mesh topology. Okay, so this is the concept of the mesh topology, and advantage disadvantage we have to discuss right here. As I told, advantage of that mesh topology offers several advantages over other topologies. First, use of dedicated links guarantees that each connection can carry its own load, that I have already explained. It means that particular link can only transfer that particular data from those only two devices which it is connected. Its own data or own data load you can call. because of this we have eliminating the traffic problems in the sense we have the data packets, same time other data could not pass to this particular link, so we have eliminated the traffic problems. Okay, and if one link becomes unusable, this is also one of the important advantage. If one link is unusable, it means one link is failed, but other devices they can transmit and also they can receive the message, or they can communicate with each other. That is also one of the advantage of the mesh topology. Once again, if one link becomes unusable, it does not incapacitate the entire system. It means it cannot demolish the entire system. And there is one more advantage, which is of privacy and security. Privacy and security in the sense the other system cannot receive the message from the sender A to B, say for example, because from A to B there is a particular dedicated point to point link, so other cannot receive. From B to C, if you consider B to C also, there is a dedicated point to point link, so the data may be secured and it is a privacy of the data is possible in the mesh topology. Okay, now there is also one more advantage is there, that is of this mesh topology, that is if any failure is there in the point to point communication, we can easily find out that fault and we can isolate that. That is also one of the advantage. And the disadvantage of this link is it is only about the matter of amount of cable we require. Amount of cable requirements, more numbers of cables we have to install. So that is a problem. Installation is a problem. Okay, that is the disadvantage because of the amount of cabling. The amount of cabling and the number of input ports required, because every device must connected with every device. So this is a problem in a installation, and reconnection is difficult. This is a disadvantage of the mesh topology. Okay, and the second disadvantage of this is bulk transfer is a problem because of the available space. So within a single room you cannot make a mesh topology because of that space problem is there. So bulk transfer sometimes it is a problem. Finally, the hardware required to connect each link, it means cable and input output ports, can be probably expensive. More cost will be there to install many number of cables and the input output ports. That is also one of the major disadvantage of the mesh topology. Okay, fine. The other topology we will discuss in the next class, and you have to write and submit some questions regarding this today's lecture. So I will write those questions right here, like types of connection that you write and explain. You have to explain types of connection. So this is connection. Okay. And what is topology? What is mesh topology? And mention mesh topology advantages and disadvantages. You have to write. Okay. Okay, this is only your questions to submit. Fine, thank you.